Hello and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and well, this one's going to be a bit different. This is a live video. I ain't done a live video for absolutely ages. It's not really my forte, if I'm perfectly honest. I like to know what I'm going to be doing and like script it, so to speak. I mean, my videos don't have a script anyway, but I do like to have a little bit of a rough idea of knowing what I'm going to do. But I decided that, I've got time to kill. I've already done a video. Literally just before I've started this video, I have flown an aircraft. Guess what? It's a Twin Star. I've edited, made a new audio copy for my voice, because I was actually editing my audio separate from the video. It'll be more answered in the actual video itself. I go with a bit more description about it. The video's been edited, like I said, it's been created and it's now been uploaded, and as of this live video, it's due to go out today at 2 o'clock on UK time. However, like I said, I've got a bit of spare time, so I have decided to, well, I thought I'd have a go on a little live video. So I thought, well, I can't fly the Twin Star. I've flown the Twin Star. It's now done, what, 5 main episodes, one short episode, so yeah, it's had enough content. There will be more content, don't you worry about the Twin Star. But I thought I'm going to fly a different aircraft, and I thought, well, it's got to be VFR, isn't it? Really, because that's what I do. So I tried to stay away from Diamond. I swear to God, I did, and I ended up with the Diamond DA40 NG. This is, I'm not sure, is this the Katana? I cannot remember what the official name of this plane is. But it is the A40, and it's the NG variant. So think of this as the single-engined variant of the Twin Star. So when you look at the cockpit, it's, obviously there's a single-engine variant of the cockpit, but there's a lot of the cockpit of this aircraft is in the Twin Star, so I thought I'd give this a whirl. Obviously the Twin Star is a proper, flight sim company, COWS creation, and as we all know, it's fantastic, it's awesome, loving every minute of it. This, I believe, is an Asobo aircraft, so, this is going to be like a comparison. Is this any good? And I've got to say, I didn't want to do a review video, but I think it's going to end up being a review video because this aircraft actually looks really, really nice. Good lighting, good shiny effects off the side of the fuselage. Something that Diamond are well known for is creating very elegant looking aircraft. And, even with a canopy, which is a very hard thing to bring into flight simulation, the way it's created, it looks really, really nice, just the way the sunshine is shining off it. So, yeah, even though this is an Asobo aircraft, it still looks absolutely awesome. Let's jump in the cockpit and set this up a little bit better. Let's turn off track eye half the time. But yeah, so, what I was saying about the fact that this aircraft is just a single-engine variant of the Twin Star is pretty much correct, because you still have the two G1000 setup, which is, from the Twin Star. We have our lighting buttons are up here. That's from the Twin Star. We have an ECU test and an ECU Alpha and Bravo. That's from the Twin Star. Obviously, we only have a single engine variant, so we have one Alpha and one Bravo. What else do we have? Avionics switch. I think that's over there. Is it not on the Twin Star? I do believe. I think it is. The engine controls are over here, aren't they? Obviously, the engine controls for this aircraft are a little bit different. They're in here, on this little key here. Pitot heat, that's over there on the Twin Star. It's over here on the DA40. Flap control, again, switch control looks pretty much the same. Obviously, again, this is a Asobo, so, graphically it's not going to look as good, but we're not here to compare flap switches. Fuse panel, yes, that looks pretty much the same as the the Twin Star. Obviously, this is not interactable. These switches, these fuse panels, or fuses even, are not going to pop out. Brakes and air conditioning, that's pretty much exactly the same. Throttle, exactly the same. We've got a fuel cut-off switch. Trim wheel, again, it's the same area as the Twin Star. So, if you know the Twin Star, you know this aircraft. yeah, it does remind me a lot of the Twin Star, and the fact we've actually got Diamond Aircraft logo, whereas obviously on the Twin Star we have the Cows logo, which, you know, I'm not complaining. Cows, you know, it's their aircraft. Put their logo on the side of the, or sorry, on the headrest. It's not a problem. Obviously, in the real aircraft, I dare say it does say Diamond Aircraft. Limitations of this being an Asobo aircraft: we don't have the ability to open the cockpit or the canopy. That's shut. We also don't have the ability to open the cat flap, which, yeah, again, swings and roundabouts. If you want realism, you know, get a payware aircraft. Obviously, it's going to be better quality. But yeah, I thought I'd give this aircraft a whirl. Yeah, we got lighting controls that work. Yes, we do. Lighting does work. So yeah, again, it's a very good aircraft. A little bit of the lighting effects, I don't know whether that's just lighting effects on the leather. It's passable. Again, I'm not going to be looking behind me in an aircraft, am I really? I'm more concentrating on what's going in front of me. So anyway, yes, we're back at RAF Waddington in Lincolnshire, where we started our little flying with the Twin Star. Let's see what the DA40 is like. I can't remember the last time I actually flown this aircraft. Having a foggiest. So yeah, let's just get everything back to being happy. Well, as happy as can be. Obviously, this is not going to be a by the book setup. Position lights are going to be on. Let's get that dragged into the right position. Because obviously, remember, we have a G1000 screen in front of us. We'll get that switched over. Right, so Peter Heat, don't need the avionics will come on after the engine lighting is set. Parking brake is set and squeaky. I can't quite, yes. Fuel lever is in the correct, in the normal position. I think, don't quote me on this, ladies and gentlemen, but I think we're ready to rock and roll. So, okay, so we don't have a, do we have a glow plug? Me warning that, yeah, glow plug was on and glow plug is off very quickly. Okay, dokie. So let's, as simple as that. Now we can turn the avionics on, which I'm hoping. There we go, yes. Whew, not scared there at all. So what else we got on this thing? So fuel quantities are good. I've got to stop. Remember, I've got to remember. I've got this screen here is on the left hand side of my desk. So for me to look at it, I have to look like that, which means you can't look at it. So we'll just stop that from moving. So fuel quantities are good. Oil pressure is automatically in the green. Oil temperature's gone in the green. Fuel pressure's in the green. Fuel flow is low, obviously. Let's bring the RPM up to about 1,000. Brakes are set, so we don't have to worry about that. So we don't have too many options regarding the engine. At this rate, we have 21.69 hours of endurance. I think we might run out of fuel before then, if I'm honest, but I don't know, maybe, who knows. A range of nautical miles, 0 nautical miles even. So anyway, let's get rid of that. Let's go back to that screen. We know what Waddington looks like, we don't need to worry about that. Right, so let's get everything back to being happy. Okay, let's go. Let's go fly another Diamond aircraft. Turn the tax lights on, that might be helpful. And I've just realised we've got a castering nose wheel, I do believe. And I haven't set up a joystick command for left wheel brake. I used to have them set up on my rudder pedals, but I just don't use them anymore. The nose wheel, that is. Not for nose wheel braking, so this is going to be interesting. I wonder if this is the same engine that is in the Twin Star. I wouldn't have a clue. I mean, it's still running on the same fuel, but believe it or not, this is a piston-powered aircraft. It's not a turboprop, certainly ain't a jet, but one of the brilliant things about Diamond is they actually run these aircraft on Jet A1 fuel. It's jet fuel. It's not what you use normally for piston-powered aircraft, but the Twin Star, this DA40, you know, it is a aircraft running on jet aviation gasoline. I'd love to know how that works. It just doesn't work in my head. Doesn't compute. So we would normally do our run-up checks here, because obviously this aircraft is the same as a Twin Star. It doesn't have left and right mags. What we have is an ECU test button, which is what we would use to run up the engine and obviously do the test. We can't do that because this is an Asobo aircraft, doesn't have it. We don't have any control over which ECU we are using, so we're just going to have to skip past that, unfortunately. So strobe lights coming on, taxi lights coming off, landing lights going on. Fuel pump is selected to on. I'm going to do a flapless takeoff. We've got plenty enough space to get going. What I am going to do... Remember, there's an actual button for this, I'm sure there is. Nope, I can't remember. We are going to zero the altimeter because we're going to stay in the local area, so it would make sense for us to zero the altimeter. So, parking brakes set, last of the control checks. Can we see? We can. Definitely squeaky. So, T's and P's are all in the green, which I will show you guys actually. The T's and P's, I'm looking for these ones here, they are all in the green. Engine options, system. Again, everything I look at says I am in the green and good to go. So, park off the parking brake, sit on the wheel brakes, let's rev it up. And let's go. Certainly a noisy takeoff. Again, this is obviously an Asobo aircraft, so What a weird scenery. I think we've got a scenery glitch there. I don't think there's that scenery supposed to be part of Waddington. Joys of Flight Simulator. As you can see, the RPM keeps going into the red, which we don't really want. So we'll just bring that into the green. We're making 90 knots and still on the climb. So, fuel pump coming off, landing lights coming off. Is that off? I can't see. It is now. I'll set the altimeter. What we got? We're holding at the altitude we're holding, which is just over 1,200 feet. Same autopilot controls. Obviously, we are flying a G1000 system, so the autopilot options I have in front of me are working just fine. So we've asked for 93 knots as we climb up to 1,500 feet, just passing 1460. And the aircraft is relatively able to keep that. Certainly not as fast as the Twin Star, but then you wouldn't expect it to. It is single engined. So currently at the engine settings we have now, we are just slowing down a little bit there. We are range of 638 nautical miles, endurance 7.5 hours. I don't want to spend 7.5 hours in this aircraft, and don't worry, this live stream will not be going on for 7.5 hours. It's strange for an aircraft to have an RPM gauge and not an RPM lever. See, we have one throttle. It's the same as the Twin Star. The Twin Star has two throttles, but they are left and right engine, obviously. The Diamond, you know, when they created these aircraft, they're very advanced. Just bring ourselves back round to Waddington. This was just going to be a quick flight, quick live video. I do want to do more flights like this, more live videos, VFR aircraft. It's just getting the time to do them. Joys of a full-time job. I do hope you're enjoying the series so far on the Twin Star. We are going to be taking it back home to its home airport at London Oxford. It won't be the end of the series. There will be more videos, more content involving the Twin Star. I want to fly it around the UK. I want to take it through the Mach Loop. I have no idea why, and I don't know. I've never seen it in the flight simulator. But I do want to give it a whirl, so you know, that's for future content. But so far this aircraft's pretty good as well. I haven't got this confirmed, but I have heard that cows are in the process of being interested in making more Diamond aircraft. I don't know which one, whether it's going to be one of these DA40s or something else. I've no idea, but I cannot wait. If that's true, I cannot wait to see what they come up with, because if it's anything like the DA42, the Twin Star is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. Now, I'll be honest, I do not know the landing speed of this aircraft. I can't imagine it's going to be much below 70. And we're just doing about 77 and descending. We are at landing flap now. Not a bad landing considering I've never flown this aircraft, I don't believe. Alright, so landing lights are off, taxi lights are on, strobe lights are off. Fuel pump is set to off. Pitot heat was off anyway, so don't have to worry about that. I do like, you know, VFR aircraft. I am tending to find myself flying more and more VFR aircraft. You know, I used to think that the A2A Comanche 250 was the greatest of all VFR aircraft, and to be honest with you, I would say it probably is the best of the single-engined. The Twin Star is certainly up there, top 2 of the twin engines. This obviously isn't. You know, you couldn't qualify this as being the best of the single-engined VFR aircraft, just purely on the fact of it isn't a Asobo aircraft. It's not. It's not a pay-wear aircraft. I'm not sure whether there is a pay-wear DA40. I thought there was. I'm not 100%. I'll have to go looking for that. It's very hard to taxi an aircraft when it's castering nose wheel and I haven't set up my wheel brakes. So let's see, how do we turn this thing off? Oh, I'm guessing I'm going to click the off button. Yeah. That's actually not done it. Well, I'll shut the fuel off, that'll certainly do it. Probably not the best way of doing it. Avionics off. All lights are off. Fuel pump is off. Yes, so I would love to open the cockpit on this thing, but yeah, obviously it's not going to open up. This, you know, it's a good aircraft. It's a good representation, I suppose, of a Asobo aircraft. They seem to make very good aircraft. I mean, I come from the era of, you know, Flight Simulator 2004 and previous flight simulators, and the aircraft that came with the simulators were, they're all right. Some good ones, some, you know, not so good ones. I think nowadays in Microsoft Flight Simulator the things are a little bit different. Even the aircraft that come with the package are pretty good. I think basically the level has just been taken up quite a few notches with payware and freeware aircraft, and aircraft that are included in the sim. So yeah, if you want to learn how a single-engined GA VFR aircraft flies, especially with the G1000 system, which seems to be, you know, quite a few aircraft nowadays come with G1000s, this is certainly up there, certainly very, very good. I do like the fact that it says on the side of the winglet here, Jet A powered. It's fascinating to me that a piston-powered aircraft, a propeller-driven, not a turboprop, a propeller piston-powered engine is running on jet fuel. I don't know if I can see. Yeah, that thing there, the C-17, runs on jet fuel. That, Cessna 152, I want to say, Cessna 150 even, will not be running on jet fuel. But Diamond, yep, they made their aircraft run on jet fuel. So I hope you've enjoyed this little meander around in the little VFR aircraft. Will I be doing more live videos? Yes. Can I say when I'll be doing them? No. Just do them as and when. We shall see if this takes off as an idea, pun intended. So if you've got any questions or comments, bang them below, and I will see you in either a live video or a pre-recorded video in Microsoft Flight Simulator very, very soon.